Imagine a force so powerful that even the giants of Elbaf fear his wrath. A warrior so massive that his very presence shakes the earth. Loki, the ancient giant, has finally been freed, but not entirely. With a single swing of his hammer, he set Elbaf ablaze, proving that even in chains, he's a walking catastrophe. But what happens when those chains are fully broken? Can even Luffy stop him? The Elbaf Arc is reaching new heights, and One Piece. Chapter 1142 has just delivered one of the most jaw-dropping moments yet. Loki, the long-imprisoned prince of Elbaf, has shown us a terrifying glimpse of his true strength. Even with a Seastone cuff holding him back, he nearly scorched a third of Elbaf to the ground with his mighty weapon Ragnir. But that's just the beginning. With Luffy playing a direct role in Loki's release, the world of One Piece may be heading toward a disaster unlike any before. Could Loki truly rival Luffy as the next wielder of the Sun God's power? Let's break down everything you need to know. Loki's freedom from chains. Loki was freed by Luffy. A Seastone cuff was left on his leg. Loki was ultimately freed in One Piece Chapter 1141, which was a long-awaited development. Loki is a creature with the potential to wield the might of the Sun God, or so he boasts. Of course, fans are aware that Luffy is the Sun God in One Piece, but Loki's claims are intriguing. One Piece Chapter 1141 provided fans a glimpse of Loki's massive size, but only after Luffy and Zoro disagreed on whether to rescue him or not. Luffy was determined to release Loki at whatever cost, but Zoro was unsure if that was the best method. In the end, only the captain could have obtained what he wanted, so Zoro agreed to release Loki. However, Zoro had his own requirement, which was to leave one of his feet trapped in the Seastone chain. Despite this, Loki stood up, towering over everyone around him, giving the fans a true sense of his massive proportions. Oda went one step farther in One Piece Chapter 1142, making Loki tower over even Hadruden. Of course, this makes perfect sense given Loki's ancient giant blood, as he is destined to be a monstrously powerful and enormous character. Of course, fans were most eager to see Loki's great strength, which Oda has been gradually building towards since the beginning of the arc. No character in Elbaf has received as much attention as Loki, which is certainly worth noting. How Loki burned a part of Elbaf. With Ragnir, Loki finally unleashed the power of Ragnir. In One Piece Chapter 1142, Loki finally revealed his abilities. However, this was not his Devil Fruit ability. This should be evident to fans, as one of Loki's feet is still encased by sea prism stone chains, implying that he cannot use his ability at this time. Loki really wants the chain removed, and he believes that threatening Elbaf is the way to go. According to Loki, despite being bound, he still has enormous strength and can destroy Elbaf as he is. Of course, this stems from his sword, Ragnir, which he still possesses. In One Piece Chapter 1142, Loki seized Ragnir with both hands and threw it at the Atom Tree. The swing was fierce, and the attack was so forceful that the entire Elbaf rattled. Furthermore, the hammer was seen to produce lightning on its own, and when it struck the Atom Tree, the sky above the land transformed. Fans were taken aback since they had not expected this. However, shortly after, a lightning bolt struck Elbaf, causing collateral damage. In One Piece Chapter 1142, a portion of the Sun World caught fire, and the lightning bolt ripped through the Sun World, all the way down to the underworld below. It most likely struck the same portion of the Atom Tree that Loki smashed with his hammer. The lightning itself wasn't really shocking. After all, fans already knew Loki was going to utilize a lightning hammer. The scale of the lightning he can produce with his hammer amazes fans. To put it simply, Loki's lightning explosion in the chapter was so powerful that it scorched a large portion of the Sun World and covered 1/3 of Elbaf. Knowing that Elbaf has a gigantic kingdom and hence is far larger than any other, this is a massive feat that demonstrates Loki's ability to wipe away islands one by one. Loki, using his hammer Ragnir, may cause a variety of problems, including huge flames. Undoubtedly, Loki's abilities are unique, and fans must remember that this is merely a small sample of what he is capable of. Loki is far more powerful than any fan could have imagined, and is undoubtedly a worthy opponent for Luffy. How strong is Loki at his best? Loki is a total monster at his best. In One Piece chapter 1142, Oda showed fans what Loki is capable of. However, it must be noted that Loki's strength is far beyond what they have just witnessed. For fans, Loki is still linked with Sea Prism Stone. Sea Prism Stone is believed to be extremely powerful, weakening Devil Fruit users significantly. In most circumstances, the user is unable to get up. However, Loki can not only stand, but also utilize his gigantic weapon, Ragnir, which he can wield freely. One Piece 1142 demonstrated Ragnir's power when Loki struck a tree and burned down a large chunk of Elbaf. While this is adequate, fans should keep in mind that Loki is now suffering from serious injuries. Shamrock delivered terrible blows to him, expecting them to be fatal. Loki admitted that receiving damage from Shamrock's Cerberus would be dangerous. Despite sustaining so much damage, Loki managed to stand up and hit the Atom Tree. If Loki were healthy, he could easily demolish the country and possibly defeat Luffy, Sanji, and Zoro. Summary and highlights. Luffy released Loki, leaving a Seastone cuff on his leg. Loki released Ragnir's power, burning a portion of Elbaf. Despite his injuries, Loki showed incredible strength and potential in battle. Loki's power is no longer just a myth, it's a reality that threatens to change everything. But with one foot still chained, we've only seen a fraction of what he's capable of. What happens when Loki is completely unleashed? Will Luffy regret his decision to free him, or does he have a plan up his sleeve? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more deep dives into One Piece's biggest mysteries. See you in the next adventure. Thank you very much for visiting the Mugiwara Review YouTube channel, buddy. We hope you enjoy our review analysis. Don't forget to subscribe and continue joining us on our joyful journey in the world of anime. If you have any wishes, question, or suggestions for our next videos, feel free to express your thoughts on the comments below. Thank you very much for your support, and until we meet again, see you next time, buddy. What is One Piece anime? One Piece is a manga and anime story about a young boy named Monkey D. Luffy who wants to be the king of the pirates in the world. As a child, he eats a devil fruit, a strange plant that makes him able to stretch like rubber. Before the show starts, Luffy goes out into the world for the first time and starts to gather a group of pirates. The main group grows over time, but it starts with Luffy, Nami the Navigator, and a swordsman named Roronoa Zoro. At some point, Luffy and his friends are known as the Straw Hat Pirates, and they go on many exciting adventures across the ocean. One Piece is a lot of fun because it's silly. Luffy goes from island to island around the world in the series. Each island has its own setting and theme. It's a pretty fantastical world full of animals that look like people, live skeletons, and other delightfully strange things. Within moments, the group is in a winter scene, and the next, they are on a tropical island full of giants. The show is full of silly and bright details. For example, Zoro holds a sword in his mouth, a scary military boss wears a cute bulldog hat, and people don't use phones to talk to each other instead. They use special transponder snails that can send and receive messages. Luffy is a carefree person who just wants to eat a tasty meal and laugh at bad jokes. Even though there are some funny parts in the series, a lot of One Piece is about freedom. During his travels, Luffy often takes up guns to help his friends and encourages others to do the same against pirates and government-backed military occupations. The characters in Luffy and his crew get stronger with each fight, which is typical for shonen manga. A lot of the story is about how Luffy beats a problem that seemed impossible to solve and finds some kind of secret power. After each fight, Luffy and his team get stronger and move closer to his main goal, which is to find the One Piece. Why is it called One Piece? The first part of both the manga and the anime shows that Pirate King Ghoul D. Roger is telling the truth about the mythical wealth called the One Piece. One Piece is the name of the show, because Luffy wants to find the One Piece and become the next Pirate King. One of Luffy's main goals in the show is mentioned in the show's title. What is the One Piece? The answer to this question is still one of the biggest secrets in the series. It's been more than 1,000 episodes, and we still don't know what One Piece is. We know that the One Piece is the name of the treasure that Ghoul D. Roger collected on his travels because of details in the manga. We still don't know a lot about the treasure, though. There are a lot of ideas from fans about what the One Piece is, but we still don't know what it is or even if it's real. The One Piece could just be the friends Luffy makes along the way.